Meantime, new developments now in connection with the bizarre story of two local caregivers jailed on suspicion of kidnapping four vulnerable adults from an adult care home and then keeping them in a van.
And in another wild twist, those women will not face any charges, at least not yet. Q13 News reporter Steve Kiggins is live in Tacoma with the details on this. Steve?
Yeah, man, we expected to see those two caregivers in court today, but it turns out the Pierce County Prosecuting Attorney's Office didn't feel they had a case strong enough to bring to the judge. Not to mention, they also said, look, one of these caregivers showed up to DSHS in distress, asking for help.
It's really rare to have a circumstance like this.
DSHS spokesperson said the agency has launched its own internal investigation into why caregivers Nicole Emanuel and her sister Jessica Newkirk took their four vulnerable clients out of their Spanaway home. Pierce County Sheriff's deputies found all six of them at this hotel near Tacoma Mall Wednesday morning. That's when they arrested the two caregivers, alleging they kidnapped their clients and kept them inside a van for days, driving around Pierce and King counties. But by the time those caregivers were scheduled to face official charges Thursday, the prosecuting attorney decided not to file. Prosecutors shared this in a partial statement, saying, quote, a criminal mistreatment charge requires evidence that someone was deprived of the necessities of life, which the investigation at this point has not shown. Adding further, quote, a kidnapping charge is problematic because the main caregiver, who was clearly in distress, tried to turn the adults in her care over to the state when she went to DSHS seeking help. All six did show to local DSHS office Monday, one of the caregivers allegedly telling workers she and her clients were in danger, but then took off without sharing where they were going. But DSHS says it could not have simply taken their clients over right at that moment, saying the office setting was not appropriate to offer meaningful care.
They had showed up and there had been an apparent, immediate medical emergency or something else that would have warranted contacting the authorities right there on the spot. That wouldn't be done. That did not appear to be the case. And from what I was told, the caregivers did not leave contact information or where they were heading.
So those two caregivers, at last check, they're still in custody. The prosecuting attorney's office, again, declined to file charges today, but that's pending possible new information. The office has 72 hours to file those official charges before those caregivers would have to be let go out of jail. Meanwhile, DSHS says those four vulnerable clients, they're already in new housing, they're safe, and they're doing well. Live in Tacoma, Steve Kiggins, Q13 News.